Right guys, so next step, once you have your tail cut out, is to mark out the pin that tail is going to slot into. Okay, so as you can see, I have my other piece, so the opposite end of the piece that you have, and I put that in the vise so that the shoulder line is up the way. Okay, so we can see the shoulder line running across there. Now, what I'm going to do then is get my other piece and put it against the end of it like that, the way that it's going to slot in when it's done. I'm going to push that piece right up so that the shoulder lines in here are perfectly flush with each other. Okay, so if you just leave it down and watch it up, alright? Now, there's a couple of things, guys, you need to be sure of here. That the sides are perfectly flush, so lining up there and there, and that there's no gap in the corner in here. Once I'm happy that that's straight, I'm going to get a really sharp pencil and I'm going to mark a line along the outside of that tail there and on this side. Now when I take it away, you can now see the shape of that tail on the top of your piece. So can you now see why that would still work even if this one was a little bit off? Because it's not marking it out to the proper slope 1 is to 6. We're actually marking out to whatever shape you cut out here. Now what I'm trying to say is, don't take that you can just mess this up and go ahead with it. You still want to try to get this as accurate as you can, but no one's going to get it absolutely perfect. But by doing it this way, we can always match them properly because it's going to fit. It's going to have to fit. Now when you have those two lines marked on the end, if I put my piece up to it, I should see there that was going to slot in there really nicely. Now what do I have to do with those 4 points? Can anybody tell me? So what I have is a shoulder line and I have the 2 lines up here. What do I have to do now? Bring them down to the shoulder line. Really good. So what I'm going to do there is, you might have to take your piece out of the vise for this. So if I just zoom out, there's the 2 lines on top. I'm just going to take my tri-square, line it up against the edge, make sure it's nice and straight. Can you see that still? And I'm going to bring that line straight down to the shoulder line. Right, so there's that one. Where are you going? Going to do the other point here. Line the tri-square up, bring it straight down. Now these lines always come straight down, guys, not down at an angle. So there's those 2 lines brought down to the shoulder line, and now I just need to flip the piece around and bring that one down like so, and then bring the other one down as well. Okay, so there's tri-square lined up with the line brought down to the shoulder line. So when we're done, we have those brought straight down, we have our 2 angles on the top, and we have the lines brought down the other side as well. Now, this time, which of those sections are we going to be taking out? Yeah, we're going to be taking out that middle section, okay? So I'm going to be putting my X's in here, on the front, and on the back as well. Alright, now, once you have that marked out, you're going to put it in the vise, and this time the cutting is a little bit easier. You don't have to angle your piece or anything. You're just going to slightly tilt your saw to one side, and you'll see that now. So for this one, my saw is pointing in that way a little bit, waist side of the line. Now, make sure you're on the waist side for this. If you cut this too big, your joint's not going to work. Okay? So, nice and slow, take your time, put down to the line. Same with this one. Right, so there's those 2 cuts done. How do we take the middle section out? Dean? We're going to use a coping saw and then we're going to finish it off with a chisel. So we're just going to get our coping saw for now. Come down about 3/4 of the way and we're just going to work our way across. So check both sides. Try get close to the line but not too close. Alright? Come back along to the corner that you missed. And then what I'll do afterwards is clean the bottom of that out with a chisel. See that little bit left on the bottom? We'll clean that out with a chisel afterwards. Now, the moment of truth. We put that in the vise, or we can just hold it. And we get our other piece. We can test our fit. It's going to be embarrassing for me now if this doesn't fit, isn't it? Yeah. So if this is too big for that, I'm happy. If it fits, I'm even happier. But if this is too small for that, then I'm a failure, basically. Alright, in terms of this. So let's see. So it's slightly too big, I reckon, with a little bit of force. Like a glove. Who doubted me? Not me. You doubt me. You doubt me. You all doubt me, really. Right? So if we have a look up close at it.
No, that's not coming out anyway.
That's a perfect fit. Oh, I split my piece a little bit. So that's because I forced it in. But it still fits. Alright? So guys, try get to that stage before we tidy up. You might not get to it, that's fine. You doubt me.
I did not. I'd never wear shoes then.
Nice little phone holder, wouldn't it?
Yeah, actually, what way did you say to cut this?
Just put a few feet there and then
Exactly.
What way did you say to mark this like that?
I'll put it on loop on the screen. No, not like that.
really nice.
Oh no, I thought it was
Yeah.